It's Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You. Come build a community with me. So we drive revenue, increase revenue, improve retention through personal and professional development. That's what we do. Our tagline, we make sales simple. Our motto, one new skill will change your life. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to use 4P sales strategy framework to build a community. All right. And so you can copy the same framework. If you need some help, just reach out. I love this mechanical keyboard. Shout out to my brother for the gift. This is what I talk about in more depth in my book. So a community, well, first of all, what is a community? And I don't love how small this font is. And then you just make it a little easier to read. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go ahead and define that, make sure we're all on the same page, talking about the same thing. All right, so I'm just going to go in here, hit define. There it is. I love this definition right here. And it changed my font again, or font size. This I personally believe is really increasingly important as artificial intelligence becomes more and more accessible and more prevalent in our everyday lives. Connecting with people is going to be more important. I'm not saying AI is bad or even that you shouldn't use it. For example, I did not use it to write my book, but I use it to edit videos. Okay, so use it as ways to help you grow your business. What I'm talking about, though, when I talk about community, is say, how do we bring people together towards a common attitude? I like folks with a get better mindset, right? Their interests. Yeah, I usually work with businesses, right? Business, whether it's an entrepreneur or mid-sized or enterprise business, don't do as many one-on-ones. Even though I focus on personal and professional development, we focus on sales skills and driving revenue, right? And so that brings us to the goal. It's how do we grow our business? How do we drive revenue? One of my favorite quotes. I really got to figure out how to get this font size to stick. I think it was Justin. What was Justin's last name? He's a VC here in Atlanta. Revenue is a bus for capital. Why? Because you don't have to pay it back. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to borrow for it. You don't have to qualify for it, right? If you add value, your clients will pay you. You do a great job, and they're going to pay you again. They're going to tell other people to pay you. And that's where revenue from, let's say, right, we're talking about growth. Okay. So how do we build a community that does that? So let's use just a quick reminder of the 4P framework. Okay. Very simple. People, promise, price, process, price. Okay. So let's start with the people. Who are we looking for? This is so important. Like, people skip this. They talk about the platform, technology. They talk about, this is going to be X, Y. Who? Let's start. Time and sentences start with Y. Let's talk about who. We want, let's see, startup founders. They're notorious, right? Because they have this great idea and they can't get anyone to buy. I like coaches and speakers. Usually those are one or the other are the same person. Not necessarily, but many times. Startup founders, coaches, speakers. And then, this one's not as obvious, but I love these folks. Customer success, managers, directors, usually a frontline leader. They have to take these concepts and distribute to the team. I could do the training for the team, but if we don't have the buy-in from leadership, then I'll end up talking to myself, and that's a waste of everyone's time and money. So let's see here. Startup founders, coaches, speakers. And then entrepreneurs. And that's a very broad term, right? But that's who I'm building for. So you need to be able to answer who are you building your community for? Who are you creating space for? All right, now, what do all four of these have in common? Listen carefully. This is important. What do all four of these have in common? They have to have a common identity so that they all want a common promise, right? So these slash and problem, these all have in common, they want, okay, it's that simple. They want to grow their business. They're asking themselves, how do I increase revenue? They're asking themselves this question. So what I'm going to do is create a community that helps them do that. Simple, right? How do we attract people to us? We're not begging them, convincing them, tricking them, bullying them, coercing them to join. They want to join this community. They're looking for this space because they're already asking this question. So as you build your community, what question is the person you're seeking to serve, right? That's the people. What question are they asking? And that's why the name of the book, you see how this all comes together, is called Better Questions, Better Clients. Okay. Actually, betterquestions.com. So now all I have to do is say, hey, I have the answer to this question. Come on over here. All right. So that leads us to the promise. It all flows very seamlessly to, let's see here. It all flows seamlessly from one step to the next. So next is the promise. Where do we end up if, let me do it this way, we join you on this journey? Okay. So you're like, okay, if you tell someone, hey, get in the car, right? Get in, loser, we're going shopping. If you tell someone, get in the car, they're like, oh, I'm sure if they know you well, they trust you. They're like, all right, they'll get in the car, then they'll ask where we go. But someone who hasn't met you before, who hasn't built that rapport, hasn't built that connection, hasn't built that credibility, they're going to ask you, where are we going? Before they get in the car, like, where are we going and how much is it going to cost me? And that's a fair question. So you want to answer this proactively. So if you want to accomplish goal with like-minded people, join the community, right? I always start with the transformation. Catch this. The transformation is why they will talk to you. Their frustration is why they will pay you, period. So what happens is you say, hey, you want to grow your revenue, join a community. If you're struggling with turning conversations into client, if your income's unpredictable, if you hate sales and you have anxiety when it comes to stating your price, if you're giving huge discounts just to close a deal, you end up working for free, hey, I've got something for you, right? That's the promise. It doesn't have to be like this anymore. It can be like this. So then they're going to ask you a very, very important question is how? How are you going to help me do that? This is the process. So I really like, it's called Nonsense. Oops. Let me go to the home screen so you can see it. I mean, it's not found. That's on me. There we go. Digital community, platform, courses, websites, payments. Great for creators. It's got just about everything you need in there. And I say everything, just about everything, because the only thing that it doesn't have is you. You got to put a little creativity, a little discipline, consistency into it. But it helps multiply your efforts. Okay. All right. So let's go back here. So this is the process. How are we going to get it ready? You use Facebook for groups. There's, I don't recommend it. It's tough to track attendance. It's tough to capture emails. You got to have all these extra integrations. Just use Fonts. Okay. All right. And then how? Okay. So how are we going to get them to, how are we going to answer this question? All right. So we'll do a weekly weekly sales Q&A. Okay. We'll do a monthly workshop, and then we'll do a suite of digital courses, right? So they have asynchronous learning, right? They don't have to wait until the next week. They can continue learning. So the process, this is the tools, and then this is going to be the strategy, right? Simple. Here's something else. Keep it simple. I promise you, you will appreciate it. You will appreciate it being simple. And they will too, honestly. All right, how do we price this thing? Free. What can you give away for free? Here's a very simple trick. Give away all your knowledge for free. Charge for your time. Teach them the what for free. Charge them for the how. All right, so this one is for me. I'm like, give away all your knowledge for free. They could Google a lot of the stuff I teach anyway. So why do people work with me? Well, because I organize the information so that it's useful, right? I simplify the information so that it's digestible. And they get live feedback. That's one thing like YouTube videos can't do for me, at least not yet, right? They don't give live feedback. This is from someone, rest in peace. She taught how to build digital courses. And she was just amazing. So I always will give her credit for this concept. So I encourage you to have a free version. This can act as the top of the funnel. This can act as a capture page, right? But giveaways for free, I discourage you from giving away your time for free, right? Okay. And then next, let's just do something really, really easy. Let's call it $20, right? Because it's, again, I want to make it easy to do business with me. How do I make it as accessible as possible and the most value for as possible? So keep this in mind. This is the formula. The value should always exceed the cost. The value should always, this is what they get. This is what they pay. So what I'm going to do for $20, hold on, I wrote this down. Let's see, where did I put it? Oh, okay. So I have access to one course, and it's going to be 8 Steps to Sales Success. We'll prioritize their questions. Kind of like think of it as a skip the line, right? Or fast pass if you like amusement parks. And what is this? Oh, access to the replays. Okay, let's get into it. And so here, check this out. I'm already answering questions on the sales Q&A. This is it's not live, right? But it's a digital course, so you can watch it 1,000 times. You can watch it at 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. Doesn't matter to me. Watch as much as you want, right? So this is a low deliverable for me, but it's a high value for you. Okay? So think about as you're building your community, what can I give away? It took a little bit extra effort as it's increased value, right? I'm just gonna make this bigger and bigger and bigger, right? But again, my input on time is very low. So the Q&A will be about an hour a week, and I'm already doing that. So say, hey, skip the line. There's 20 questions. If you're from this group of people, we'll ask your questions first, all right? Beautiful. So, or maybe we'll guarantee you say, hey, we won't hop off until we answer your question, all right? So then, for folks that take their success a little bit more seriously, we'll do 999. And I want you to think about this. This isn't a lot of money. You're like, well, Bruce, it is a lot of money to some people. That's why you got to give them options. We've got to give them options that help them get here, right? To where are we going on this end of the journey? Revenue. So if you do this well, and you have a simple process, what happens is the price becomes irrelevant because it's making you money. Now it's an investment, with positive return. So you help them so much here. Right? So let's do that. It makes sense to go here. You help them so much here, it makes sense to go here, right? This is still a formula. Value has to exceed the cost. So becomes, you're like, yeah, that's a good deal. So then we come down here, and here's the fun part. You just need 100 of these, right? 100 of these, and you're good. 100 of those every single month. You're doing better than you were last year, right? Let's see here. And depending on what you do, just add a zero to all of these. I'm not saying this is the price. This is just what I'm doing. Just because of who this is for. Let's go back to people. I know these people's biggest challenge is revenue. Their biggest priority is revenue. But they don't always, these folks don't always have a huge training budget like a direct sales team, which is deeply ironic to me because customer retention is so important. These folks, right, they're starting from scratch. Speakers and coaches, there's such a wide range of the struggling hungry one, and then there's the $1 million coach, right? I'm talking about ones that are like, hey, I'm trying to get to that $1 million coach. Entrepreneurs, again, that's such a wide berth, but they all have the same priority, right? This is the promise. And so what I've done, which I encourage you to do, when this is like, hey, this isn't what I need some more one-on-one help, we have something for that as well. This is just to keep the community sustainable and positive, and a positive ROI to the business and to you. Okay, let's wrap this up. What's in here? Oh, the full digital course library. Again, I don't want to give away time. Why is this? Right now, I think it's 10, 12 courses in there, and it's growing. So I have access forever, right? As long as they're a member, they get all new courses, no extra charge. Then, free access to the workshops. And what's the word? Call it a focus group. So you have access to a focus group of your choice. So you can get speakers. If you're the customer success manager, if you're a startup founder, you have your own focus group, so you can even be more niche down and specialized training for your focus group. So that's it. That's how we build a community. We'll dive into some of the process, like using Vonta, how we setting up calls. But right now, that's going to help you get started. All right. Hope that helps. Cheers to your success.